People think fades are the hardest haircut to do, but wait until you see what it takes to do a bald head right. Today, I'll show you why a bald head takes more attention than you think and what happens when your beard line becomes your new hairline. The first thing that you want to do is take your trimmers and remove bulk. This isn't the shave yet. This is prep. How you remove bulk affects how the skin reacts later. If you rush this part, you usually pay for it during the shave. Prep starts before the razor ever touches the skin. This is simply part 1. And on this portion, I'm cutting it just like I would explain that you cut waves. I'm gonna cut it with the grain of his hair. Wherever his hair changes directions, I'm gonna change directions. The goal here is simply a quick removal. I don't wanna go over the skin too many times because we don't want irritation. And as with everything we do, we want to make sure that we're thorough. Please do not neglect the area behind the ears. We want to make sure that we get all of the hair. And as I stated, this is only step 1 in our prep for the shave. So now we're going to go into the next step, which is the lather process. The big misconception about adding lather is that once you add the lather, you're ready to go. That's actually not the process. So we learned this in barber school, that the process is lather, steam, lather, shave. So this first lather is simply to hydrate the skin. Hydrated skin stretches better and it tears less. Once the skin is hydrated, we add heat. And the purpose of the heat is to soften the remaining hair and relax the skin. And since the hair is now softer, it will give you less resistance when you do each of your strokes, which is exactly why we re-lather before shaving. And I have to say this, soap is not lather. They don't do the same thing. The first lather actually hydrates, the second lather protects. The second lather is for glide and protection. We have to remember that. Now the prep work is done and the skin is ready. So I'm gonna clean a hole so that I can use that place to put my finger down. So now I can put tension on the skin so that his skin does not move as I'm gliding the razor over. Stretching the skin helps to prevent cuts, and hold it at a 45-degree angle. One clean pass is much better than doing multiple touch-ups, but if I do have to go again, I would re-lather rather than going over the same area. Scraping that same little area over and over is where irritation usually shows up. And just like before, I'm going with the natural hair growth pattern. This is what you call a shave versus a close shave. A shave cuts hair at skin level, whereas a close shave cuts closer to or slightly below the skin. A close shave feels smoother, but it demands more from the skin. The major difference in how to perform it is you traditionally are going to cut across the grain or against. The only issue with that is that you have more of a risk of cutting yourself or nicking yourself, which is why a lot of guys at home prefer to use an electric shaver, because with an electric shaver, you can go every direction and there's very limited risk in cutting yourself. The only issue is most people at home, or even some barbers, they don't really know about prepping the skin for the service. So you end up going over it a lot, trying to get it as smooth as possible, which causes more irritation. The bald head really is a high maintenance hairstyle. If you want a baby smooth head, you're gonna have to do this daily. And the problem is that leads to more irritation. So now we're gonna apply a cold towel. Heat prepares the skin, cold protects it. So the cold actually tightens up the blood vessels, which helps calm inflammation, reduce redness, and stop irritation from setting in. People say it closes pores, but pores don't actually open and close like a door. What it actually does is tighten the skin so pores appear smaller and the skin firms up. Now that his scalp looks good, it's time to get his beard together. What I like to do is lay the mustache down first so we don't have to worry about that. Smooth it out so it's not touching his nose. So now we have our clippers closed all the way and we're just gonna fade into his beard. Now they're all the way open, halfway open. And I'm just detailing as I go along. He comes every week, so as you can see, it's still pretty faded. So we're just gonna hit towards the top. I don't have to go further down into it. He does have a light spot in his beard. So what we're doing is just blending around that light spot so that it appears that he just has a fade on it, not that his beard has a gap in it. This is my number 2 guard. And I'm just using the corners to go in and just detailing as I go. Some barbers hate doing guys with beards and bald heads because these seem to be some of the pickiest clients that you can have. And it's like, bro, you don't even have any hair on your head. Why are you so picky over the hair on your face? And it's true, like the way that you look is framed by your hair. And since this is the hair that's on their head now, the beard line becomes their new hairline. So his fade is now on his beard, not on his head. And just like you don't want to have a off-balance haircut, he doesn't want to have an off-balance beard. So everything I do to one side, I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other side. Both sides have to frame the face the same exact way. A nice edge up can pretty much mask a bad fade, and vice versa sometimes. But when it's just a beard, there is absolutely nothing to hide behind. These are the lines people will see. So it's that much more important that we are very symmetrical when doing beard lining. During conversations, people's eyes will go directly to this man's beard. And if it's off, they're going to notice. So if you notice, I'm not really digging into his beard. I'm staying very cosmetic, staying on the line outside. I'm not digging in. I'm not even trying to make the crispiest lines as I can possibly make. Why? Because I'm going to go in and chase it with the razor and it's going to get all those little hairs that I leave behind. So I did the right side. Now I'm doing the left. And after that, I'm going to use the razor on both sides. One thing that I like to do to ensure symmetry is I'm making sure that I'm viewing him from the front angle. Even though right now I'm edging up from the side, I'll spin him to look towards me. I'll stand behind him and look in the mirror and try to have his perspective. Sometimes we'll look from our own vantage point, but when they get the mirror, they're getting a totally different look than what you got. And so I like to look at them from behind so that I can see what they see. A man who's bald actually has less oil on his hair naturally than someone who isn't. Everyone has what's called sebaceous glands. That just means that they produce oil. That oil is actually spread by having hair. So if you don't have hair, then it's not being spread around throughout your scalp. So that's why you may see me dry shave a lineup, but you would never see me do someone's full head like that. Pay attention to how I stretch the skin, and I'm making sure that I'm not applying a lot of pressure at all. I just want the razor to kind of glide. His face is a lot more oily than his head is, as I was just explaining. So in preparation for shaping up the beard, we're going to comb it out with our Afro pick. And we're just going to shape it up. We're going to follow the natural shape of the beard. We're not fighting it. We're not digging in too deep. We're just going to stay on the natural shape and get all those loose hairs off so it looks nice and clean. And one trick that I like to do to help me see it, because his hair is dark, we want to add some contrast. So what I ended up doing was putting a white towel under his neck, as you can see. So then I can see any hairs that are sticking out that I couldn't see before doing it. This is just that extra level of detail to take your work to the next level. So now I have him look up so I can see what I'm doing and make sure that he gets the crispiest neckline that he can get. And I do the same thing here. You're going to see me kind of look to the side, because my mirror is on my right. So right then I'm actually looking in the mirror, checking the shape, making sure that it looks good from not just my vantage point, but his as well. And this part of the service is what I call the wrap up. I'm going around cleaning any ear hair, cleaning the hair off his neckline and the back and everything. Right here, I'm just closing the clippers up a little bit to detail that back out, because he gets hair bumps. He shaved on his own and came back with bumps. And so we're just letting that clear up over time. And he's putting oil and all that stuff down. When it comes to male pattern baldness, you don't get to choose if it happens, but you do get to choose who maintains your new look. A bald head done right comes down to prep, smart technique, not over chasing closeness, and letting the skin recover. Once the hair's gone, oil doesn't distribute the same way, irritation shows up faster, and your beard becomes your hairline, so details matter more. Now this is one side of the spectrum. In this next video, we go to the other side. A clean taper fade on a client with a strong hairline and you'll see how the approach completely changes. I'll see you there.